Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. This time we're talking about this beautiful Benda 450 Napoleon, and to be honest, I think that this is one of the most beautiful cruisers slash bobbers that you can come across. I did not expect this bike to be that good looking straight from the showroom floor. Actually, it does look customized, even though this is the way you get it straight from the factory. And guys, without further ado, I just want to delve into those small details and let's see what Benda has to offer.
And the first thing I would like to talk about is this engine. This is not a parallel twin engine, obviously. This is a beautiful V-twin. I would tell you that this is 448cc liquid-cooled engine which has 50 horsepower and 45 newton meters of torque. And it does look good, right guys? Is this just me or those two things look like Batman symbols? Let me know in the comment section below. Napoleon 450 comes equipped with 16-liter tank capacity, which is way better than on CLC 450 or Honda Rebel 500. This is really nice to see. Probably the most important part of the design is the front fork. Actually, this is just plastic, so this is not metal, this is just plastic. And from behind, guys, we have an average non-adjustable telescopic fork. But still, guys, design-wise, it does look unique and special. Tell me if there is any other bike which looks like that in terms of the front fork. And there's one more thing I want to mention, my dear people. Look at this fat front tire. It's 150 millimeters wide. This is just insane. My Kawasaki Z400 has 160 millimeter rear tire, and this is 150 millimeter front tire. Just crazy. And from behind we have 160 millimeter rear tire. From the front, Napoleon 450 has 320 millimeter single disc, and we have 4-piston caliper which comes from Benda. And from behind we have a huge disc. Probably this is 250 or 60 millimeters, and I'm not sure whether this is 1 or 2-piston caliper. If you know something about that, please let me know in comment section below. The carb weight of Napoleon 450 is 198 kilograms, which is a lot actually, but still way lighter than other Bendas. So I rode this bike for some time, and I'll tell you that this bike does look pretty torquey. I want to speak about design once again, guys. This bike is so good looking, and look at those fenders. The rear fender is very short, which means that probably if it will be rainy, your back is going to be dirty, but look-wise, it does look great. And speaking about the color, I think that this color is very beautiful. We have golden wheels. By the way, if you would like to have black wheels, you have to pay 200 RMB more, and this bike would be equipped with black wheels. But by now, I think that this bike looks really good. Over here, we have steel frame, which is pretty heavy, but it does look good. Actually, I really like the surface of the frame. It doesn't look shiny, which I like a lot. Benda 450 comes equipped with a belt drive, so we do not have a chain here, which is the cool thing. It's really easy to maintain. Benda 450 comes equipped with traction control system and dual channel ABS, and the price of this bike is only 26,000 RMB, 26,800 RMB. And guys, I'll tell you, this bike does look expensive. It looks way more expensive than this. Alright guys, so I was speaking for some time about this machine. I guess it is time for me to swim my leg across. And let's start. So as I'm sitting on this machine, I'll tell you that this is a very comfortable position to be. So I am a bit more leaned over compared to other bikes such as CLC 450 or Rebel 500. So this is a more sporty position, and I like it so far. The seat height of this machine is 695 millimeters, which would be approachable for every single person, right? And yeah, so far so good, guys. Okay, without further ado, I feel like I need to start the bike and we'll listen to the engine, shall we? Ooh. Wow, this is a loud bike. Let's rev it up. Oh wow. Ready? Guys, this V-twin sounds great. Yeah, not a single parallel twin would sound like this, even with a 270-degree crank. Alright guys, first gear, already first gear. Let's see what this bike is capable of. Yeah, unfortunately Benda did not allow me to go on a street just because this bike does not have a plate, but we have a pretty decent parking lot. This bike, guys, is really maneuverable. I mean, oh yeah. You know what? This bike is very torquey. You know, guys, I'll tell you one thing. Even though this bike has 45 Newton meters of torque, but it feels super torquey. It's way torqueier than Rebel 500. Way torqueier. Wow. Yeah, it's super snappy and torquey. And again, I don't really see why. Like, it has 50 horsepower, 45 Newton meters of torque, but still, it's loud, it's torquey and fast. Oh yeah. So unfortunately, obviously, I cannot accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour within the parking lot, but I have come across the video where guys were measuring acceleration, and the official acceleration is something around 6 seconds. So it's not super fast, but guys, I'm telling you, like, in terms of the feelings, this bike feels really snappy. I would even call it jerky, to be honest. So I feel as if beginners would struggle a little bit on this bike because the throttle is way too sharp, way too sharp.
And I was stopped. Yeah, this lady stopped me. Initially, she told me that this is a test ride model and I can ride for as long as I want. But I was riding for a few minutes and she said that actually this is the bike she hopes to sell. And yeah, this was a big bummer for me. But to be honest, guys, it was enough to figure out whether I like the bike or not. This is easily the best looking bobber slash cruiser from this displacement by far. I feel like this is not a surprise because Benda, they are very design oriented, and their designers, they always do a good job. Regarding the engine, this is easily the best sounding slash looking engine in the category, and this is probably my favorite part of the bike. A big surprise for me was its maneuverability and agility. Actually, this bike was really good. I did not expect it to be maneuverable. I did not expect it to be that well handling. Comparing to other bikes such as CLC 450 and Vogue 525, this bike is still heavy and less maneuverable. But compared to other Bendas, Benda 500 and Benda 700, this bike is way more maneuverable, super easygoing, and it was pretty fun to ride. I think that the only downside of this bike is its reliability, and this is a big issue. So much so that I was trying to get a hold of this bike. I was trying to find some people who ran those bikes out. And I've been told by those companies which are renting those bikes out that they don't want to buy Benda bikes just because those bikes are not reliable at all, to the extent where they break pretty much right away. With that being said, did like the bike a lot. I think that Benda has done a great job. I feel like this would be one of the best cruisers, to be honest, from this displacement, just because it's so outstanding, it looks so good, and it sounds amazing. And I really like the way it rides, actually. Alright guys, so this was my humble opinion as always. I know that this time my video was a bit different. I'm sorry for that. I still hope that it was informative and somehow useful. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. Hit me up in the comment section below. Stay safe, and as always, I see you in the next videos. Bye everybody.